What we're doing is we're adding a fifth lane. We're doing all new utility work, all new water, sewer, drainage.
Enrico DiGregorio's company is working on 3 stimulus road projects in Rhode Island, one in Smithfield, one in Providence, and this one in Johnston.
For us, it was a benefit. It was a win-win. If it wasn't for the stimulus work, there's not a lot of private development out there, which is what we typically did.
But not everyone is happy about the $787 billion stimulus package. Many politicians and activists, especially on the right, have called the plan pointless overspending. And last week, an analysis by the Associated Press showed that all the spending on construction, at least, didn't create any new jobs. Rhode Island Tea Party Patriots Treasurer Marina Peterson says the AP's findings don't surprise her.
The stimulus did patchwork, did little patches of things, which you couldn't call them a job. It might have employed people, but you couldn't call them jobs. They were temporary things. They were fix-it projects. It wasn't a job. It wasn't like we hired a job and you could, okay, I've got this job now. I'm going to have it for, as long as I'm good at it.
But some say the no new jobs headline doesn't show the full picture. Emory University economist Thomas Smith reviewed the AP's analysis. He says there's at least one major thing the research didn't take into account.
We spent a bunch of money, and yet there's no additional jobs. But one of the ways to look at that is that in the absence of construction jobs, would we have lost 10%, 15% of those jobs because we didn't have funds or we didn't have projects to employ those workers.
And Enrico DiGregorio says saving jobs is one of the key things the stimulus has helped him do.
I hear some negative press about it, but I got to say, for us, it's been a good thing. We've created jobs. We've put people to work. We really have. And the big thing is that we didn't have to lay off people.
Supporters of the stimulus argue that stopping job losses is enough to claim success. President Obama has said the stimulus plan is working so well, it's time for a second one that would focus even more on construction projects. U.S. Senator Shelton Whitehouse agrees. He says the stimulus addresses the need for both jobs and construction work in the state.
In terms of actual people with actual work on actual roads, it's happening, and my only wish is that we had done more, and my strongest hope is that when we get back, we will do more. We have a big infrastructure deficit here in Rhode Island, and why not fix it now while we need the jobs?
But Marina Peterson says that argument isn't good enough. She says other taxes should have funded that road work.
Years ago, asked, and it was that money should have been there anyway. We shouldn't need a stimulus to fix our roads. Collecting it from the people for years.
As the debate rages on about last year's stimulus and the new one on the table, Thomas Smith says the bottom line is it's too soon to tell what the real impact of the stimulus has been.
It's for us to be too accurate. There's sort of a more the overall impact and dollars being spent. There might be some long-run impacts of these projects that we haven't been able to spend. Capture yet.
For WBRU News, I'm Emily Jones.